Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. There is no intro music today. Do you want to know why? It's because we are mourning the loss of some villagers. As you can see, this room is a hell of a lot bigger than before and there are no villagers. Well, where can I begin? Because right now I am really upset about what happened. Well, I decided that we needed to make this place bigger and I thought this is the last time I'm going to change everything up and make it bigger. I'm going to make it so that I have enough space to do everything I want to do with the villager trading, and I'm going to get everything up to scratch. I'm going to build my new villager trading system around here, and we're going to get loads of sugarcane, and everything is going to be dandy from there on. And I can't believe I just said dandy. That is not a word that is usually in my vocabulary. But there you go. So let's have a quick look outside before I explain what happened. Oh, I'm getting attacked. This happens every time, because there's spiders tracking me in the night and they can climb up on the top here, and when I come out in the day they attack me. So you will notice that the jungle temple, as I like to call it, has changed. I decided that I wanted to make it bigger and make it look different as well, so I added one of these in each corner. There were only two on this side over here. And then I made the pyramid shape a lot larger, so if we go down here you can see we'll now actually have a full pyramid, and you can't really see it from here, so hopefully I have enough ender pearls. I do. Let's go and have a look from somewhere else, because I think this looks pretty cool. So boom, over there we go. See, that looks pretty cool, I think. I don't know, it just looks a little bit different from the regular one, which is exactly what it is, so that's why it would look like it. Now you can see there's a trench around the outside as well. The reason for that is because we have tons of zombies coming for this thing, so I've made sure that the entire surface on the top is lit. As you can see, there are torches neatly placed. And that means any zombies coming towards our villagers will fall down into the streams down below. So what happened? How did I lose the villagers? Well, I was expanding all of this. I was being very careful, going around the outside, adding the sandstone first, and then I would remove the bits on the inside. And I think when I did that I removed my zombie traps, because as you may have noticed I've taken the one off from the top of here. I just felt like that was becoming more than a pain than anything. It was fun to collect the armour from them at first, but then they just kept gathering around and making a lot of noise and I had to go and kill them, so I decided to remove that. And I'd pretty much finished removing that. I come down into the area down below, and there were the glass blocks which the villagers stood in front of, just over here. And I accidentally clicked, and sandstone is just boom, like that, it's gone. And of course, because the drowning trap had been disabled, there were tons of zombies outside because it was night time, and they all flooded in so quickly. I panicked. I had no idea what to do. I literally I couldn't place the block. There were just hundreds of them coming in here, and I say hundreds, there must have been about 20 or 30 zombies in here. They killed me and I respawned just up there, and when I came back down, all of the villagers, even those ones I thought they couldn't get to, because you remember I said a villager tried to attack it and it just stood there and it couldn't hit the villager, zombie, and I thought they'd be safe, but they weren't. And all of the villagers that I had up the top here are gone. They were turned into zombies, and unfortunately I had to kill them. So we have to start all over again, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to drag you through all of it again. We're going to make some rapid progress in this episode. We are going to get this new trading system set up, and hopefully I'll be able to find a decent blacksmith and a perfect farmer as well for doing all of these trades again. And so at the moment I've just been rearranging the area down the bottom here, and I think I'm now ready to start work on this. I am in a much better mood now. I am feeling really good because this thing is coming together. Now I have been very meticulous in making sure that we're going to have enough room to build this, and it looks like we will have enough room for 17 villager trading things. They don't actually have a name yet, but the idea is they get picked up out of a water stream, they get pushed up the top here, and then they stand on this little spot where we can trade with them, and then when we're done we press a button up here and they get pushed down into the hole again, and then new villagers will get pulled up into that bit. So this is definitely a case of overkill. 17 slots, that's got to be more than we realistically need. But here's the thing, it's really lightweight to build. I've just finished gathering all the materials. Now with the exception of the piston and maybe the redstone block, that is not... oh, and actually the repeaters can be fairly expensive, but I think for what we're getting, that is really cheap right there, and that's pretty much all of the materials with the exception of some building blocks. We're going to use stone bricks because that's nice and simple, and also it's not the same as the stone that will be found naturally around here, so you can identify which parts are of the villager trading thing. And also we're going to need some glass as well, because sometimes this thing messes up. It shouldn't happen anymore because I modified it. I made one last modification, but we're going to have some glass, I think, in these blocks here as well, so you can just look down and see if it worked or not. So there'll be like a dispenser of water, and the cool thing with this is if it does break, if it does happen to not quite work, it just means all you need to do is look down and see that there's no water, there's no villager, then you press the button and it's fixed again, which is pretty cool. So I've finished building the first segment of this, so I can show you what's going on. Now this thing is 2 wide, but depending on how many you build, you need an extra 1 because you need the wall here to enclose the design, because there's water in there. Although technically it's 1 wide because all of the mechanics that make this work are inside the 1 block. You just need walls on either side to contain the water. But yeah, anyway, let's go around to the front here. That problem that I was talking about with being able to see down and see that the water's there, well, I put in the glass and this looks really ugly. I would rather it look like this going the whole way across and not have the glass there. So I thought about it, and you know what, you can stand on the top here and look down and click on this. So if ever you've got one of these and villagers are coming along, they're going into the other ones and you don't know what's going on, you can just stand here and look down, and if there's water in the bucket, then you know you need to fix it, so you can just press the button. And that is one of the things I really like about this design, how easy it is to fix when it breaks. You just press the button and then your problems are solved. But let's go down there and I'll show you how this works. It's really quite simple. So the water from the villagers is going to come up here, and then it's going to flow along the bottom here. Now the villagers, when they're in the water, they like to bob up and down, so their head's going to hit on the ceiling here, and when they pass underneath this bit, they're going to go into the water. Now there's about a 95% chance of that happening. I have seen on occasion they don't, but there's going to be so many villagers coming through here, and they're all going to be disposable that it doesn't really matter. So they're going to come up into this bit, they're going to continue swimming up, and this water current is going to push them onto the pressure plate. And then that's going to turn off the dispenser, so there's no water down below and no other villagers are going to come up here. Now when you're done with them, you press the button and you send them off down here. What I'm going to do at this point is have a water stream that sends them around to some sort of lava or something that's 16 blocks away from all of the villagers, and that'll take care of them. But then all you need to do, well, what I didn't do was press the button because I was standing on the pressure plate, but you would have pressed the button and then after a short delay that would have reset the water. Now the reason that we have this delay, which is these repeaters right here, is because sometimes it takes a little bit longer for the villagers to get off the edge and fall down, and the whole time that they're powering that block when they're standing on the pressure plate means any other power or signal that comes to this isn't going to activate it until that pressure plate is unpowered again. So that's why we have the delay. Now with 2 repeaters it does it most of the time, and with 3 I've yet to see it fail. And that's about it. So let me give you a quick explanation of some of the redstone here. Now I can hear a creeper. I've been hearing this all the time. We've got some drowning traps outside, and I didn't expect creepers to get caught in it. And I think I might have to go set up some hoppers and see how many drops we get from them. But anyway, you press the button at the front, there's redstone on top that gets powered, and then this right here means that the back gets powered first, so it pushes it out, then that block powers the front one, so that's your double extending piston right there. Now this block is bud powering the piston there, so when this one extends it provides an update to that one, and then that pushes down. So that's how it transfers the signal downwards, and then it goes through the delay and back up to the dispenser. So I want to say thank you to Fennoman for his help with the design right here. There were a few of us working on my creative server on this. We had a design that half worked and didn't work all of the time, and we couldn't quite get it to be reliable. And then after a while I started working with Fennoman and we came up with something that was a little bit different to this. It was a 3 wide design. I think it was 1 block slimmer in this direction, and he didn't have all of this redstone down the bottom here. But then I turned around to him and I said, I'm pretty sure we can actually do this as a 2 wide thing, and we managed to do it, which was pretty cool. But he was very helpful in getting this to work. So there's a link to his channel in the description box. Go and check him out if you've got the time, because he's a really cool redstoner and a cool guy, and he helped make this possible. But now what we've got to do is finish building this. I am in a really good mood right now. This is fantastic. I cannot express how awesome this system was, and I had some doubts, you know, when building this. I was wondering, you know, I've built it in creative mode and in survival, are things going to work? And it's worked without a hitch so far. It's been really good. I've had no problems whatsoever. Now, I was going to finish building this before I started recording, but I got halfway through doing this and it was getting a little boring, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to record a little update. So I built all of this side over here. That was relatively quick to do, And then I started trading with these guys, and this trading system is just excellent. Let's show you it in action. This guy here, don't like your trade, off you go. There'll be a new guy to replace him in a moment. Not always straight away, sometimes it does take a little bit of time. I'm not really interested in trading with you at the moment, so you can go, this guy over here has a good trade. Now what I found with these guys, now that I've had loads of them cycling through, is this trade is their most common one. You actually get a large amount of these, I'd say at least 50% of them, that have the paper trade first, so I can understand why some other people are exploiting this, and even though it's hard to get a perfect villager on the librarian, they're using that trade. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. But this farmer guy over here, we're trying to make a perfect villager out of him like we had before. And I had another guy that I was trading with for ages. His last trade, I got all the way through him, spent tons of emeralds. His last trade was gravel or something like that, which was pretty naff. And so I had to get rid of him. You can go. We want some librarians, please. And there's some priests here as well. These guys have free glowstone. I thought that was a pretty good trade. Although they are kind of hogging up these slots now, and I'm thinking it's going to be a while before I'm going to want to do that trade. When I have lots and lots of emeralds, I think that would be a pretty good deal, so they might actually get the kick. Now this guy over here is our new blacksmith. Got the diamond trade first, so we're going to do a lot of trading with this guy eventually. And yeah, so the trading is underway and building this is underway, and there's just a few things I want to comment on with this design. And I think a good example of it is this bit right here. You see that little patch where they can stand? The villagers will get caught in it like this. Now these villagers are pretty disposable, they're always breeding, they're always coming around, and what I was going to do is have it so when they get to the end of this bit that it would loop back around to the beginning again, so they would continue cycling and then they would get picked up if they hadn't been already. However, I realised that that's a bit of a pain, and there's tons and tons of villagers that are constantly breeding, so when they get to the end of this bit, if they haven't been picked, they're just going to go round the corner into the rejection bit, you know, after we've kicked them out of the trading booth, and they are going to fall to their death down here. That goes all the way down to bedrock. I fooled you for a second. Oh, I put 2 glass blocks there, I don't know why. So yeah, this little patch that they stand on, the problem with that is that if we have a free wide design like we had before, there's 2 blocks. We see where these torches are, there's 2 blocks there. And that means that above that sign, I love the way he wiggles his head around. Above that sign we can have a water block that then flows over to the next one, drops down and becomes the new water stream. But because this is a 1 wide design, it means we can't do that, and they're going to have to stand like that. And I don't think there's any other way of connecting water sources like that, unless you're going to go down a level, which is not an option for us. So yeah, it's coming along well, there's not much more to do. I'm going to crack on, get this done, and then we can really get into the trading. Ah, look at this room. Doesn't it look fantastic? This is all finished now, it looks really good. And one thing I noticed when building this is that there's quite a lot of light inside here, and that's because the pistons at the back are transparent. Oops. And one of the places I decided to put the lights was in between each of the pistons. So if we go up the top here, I haven't done any, you know, counting the blocks and making sure the light levels are correct. I've just made sure that everything is lit up. So yeah, we've got torches in between each of the pistons, so that illuminates the cell a little bit. There's not really much to see back here. This is kind of like my maintenance area. Also put some glass here so you can look all the way down to the bottom and see what's going on. And I've been doing some trading as well. I was hoping by the next time I would record I'd have some progress to tell you, but all I can tell you is this is all the emeralds I have, and I've been losing most of the ones I've been getting. And it's on these farmer guys. I've been trying to get a perfect farmer so that we can get ourselves some emeralds for trading with the blacksmith, because we can use materials like wool and wheat on them, and maybe even the raw chicken if we set up a farm. And they are just so easy to trade and so easy to get in large quantities. Now this guy here is a perfect villager. He has all of his trades unlocked. Unfortunately, the very last one is cooked fish, and although I have a little bit of supply of it and I can farm this stuff, this takes a lot of time to get. So this is really something that you use for unlocking trades. So that guy, I think he's probably going to get the kick. Now this guy over here I started trading with, and I think he's got 1 or 2 more trades to get. The last one could possibly be wheat, which is really good. However, I've been stuck on this trade for ages. I've gotten over 2 stacks of melons from this guy, and he just keeps eating up all of my emeralds. It's so annoying. He won't unlock that last trade. Let's see if we have a little bit of luck while recording on camera here. So what's it going to be? Nope, still melons. And I've traded so many times now, I wondered if perhaps it's locked, like I can't actually get any more trades, but yeah, still melons. We'll come back to this guy in a moment. So let's see what else is going on here. I can't actually remember what else we have. Yes, this guy here. I need to bring up my trading chart on the other screen. The priest, he's a priest, right? Yep. That is the most expensive trade they had, the gold ingot. So if I get that one out of the way, and then perhaps we can also get the Eye of Ender out of the way, which is 7 to 10 emeralds for an Eye of Ender, then we could end up with possibly an enchantment, and also his last trade could be 1 emerald for either an EXP bottle, some redstone or glowstone, and then that could be a very good replenishable trade right there, because the last one would only cost 1 emerald. You can go. Not interested in trading with you. Another blacksmith. There's been loads of those coming through, and really we just want to focus on one blacksmith at a time, which is this guy here. Haven't even started trading. Do you have a paper trade? No. Now these librarians, they are annoying because they always seem to have the worst trades if it's not a paper trade. So sometimes you have 1 emerald for like 5 glass, and so I go, well, I'll make that trade, and if it unlocks the paper trade, then I'm going to get that emerald back. But it never does. They always have smelly trades first. It's really annoying. Okay, this guy's got a raw chicken. That's cool. I'll leave you in there for a moment, although really we just want to focus on doing one of those at a time. So all of these guys here are just going to get the kick. Off you go. Until we have a lot of emeralds, those sort of trades aren't really going to be that useful, are they? And that's it so far. So I guess I'm going to have to keep working on this guy over here with the melons. Did we check him last time we traded? Let's do one more trade and see if we can unlock the next one. Alright, come on guy. Do it for the viewers. What have you got? Nope, still the melon trade. I'm starting to wonder if I should kick him. He's taken so many emeralds from me with that trade. It is getting really annoying. So I've been doing some more trading. I got myself over a stack of emeralds, and that was from the librarians that come through. It seemed like there were loads of them at first, and now that I actually want them to come through, it takes forever to get them through. So I've been doing a lot of AFKing, just letting them come through one by one. And sometimes I don't even look at these guys' trades now. The butchers are the ones that I just, and the farmers as well, I just kick them, although we still need to get a perfect farmer. And also I kicked the guy with the melon trade. He took about 5 more emeralds from me and I had enough. So I've been doing the trades with the priest at the moment, just done some of the gold ones. So gold for an emerald, and it unlocked this, and I thought, well, if it doesn't unlock another one straight away, that's some diamonds that have been sacrificed, so he's probably going to get the kick. And this guy over here, diamond chestplate, that's a huge risk really. 8 diamonds. Although we do get diamonds from trading. Ah, that's something to consider. But anyway, this guy over here, I traded with him, and he has this trade next, so I think we should do this. Now, as well as getting diamond enchants like the last guy has, you can also get iron ones as well. So iron is a lot more disposable. That means we could do that trade, and we also want to get the Eye of Ender trade out of the way as well. So glowstone next. I've got a feeling that we're going to get the Eye of Ender next, and then it's 7 to 10 emeralds, and it could be quite a few trades before we unlock the next one. Yeah, this guy could be the one. If he gets it after this one right here, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go get an iron pickaxe, because if his next enchantment is the Eye of Ender, then we know that that's going to have the final trade of the XP bottle, which means it's going to be 1 emerald to reset. And it's only 2 glowstone, which isn't so great, but anyway. Let's do this. That's not a bad pick as well, really. Well, when you started, that's not bad. But we are obviously well and truly established now, so let's have a look. Oh, I see. You get both of them, not one or the other. Yeah. Okay, well, I think we're going to leave him, and I don't think we're really in a position to do that just yet. We really need to get these perfect villages so we can get tons and tons of emeralds. Well, I think that is enough trading for today. What trades does this guy have? See, I normally kick these ones, except I'm waiting for one that has coal, because apparently you can trade charcoal as well, which I want to find out. But that is going to be it for trading today, and I want you guys to leave a comment and let me know if you enjoy the trading stuff. I know some people won't, but to me I wonder if it's a little bit boring. You know, it takes quite some time to get through, and it's the same old thing again. So just let me know if you enjoy that in the comments, and then I'll try and leave a little bit of it in the episodes, but we're definitely not going to be doing as much as that from now on. So now we're going to go over to the sugarcane farm, which is surrounded by mobs, so maybe we won't do that straight away. I'm going to sleep in my bed first. Oh, I think that guy despawned. Interesting. Okay, this area looks safe, that's good. So the sugarcane farm, I still haven't got around to expanding this yet, and I will do that. But here's the thing, I put the water streams too wide, and a lot of you called me out on that one. I don't have an explanation, I don't know why I did that. I think it's just one of those things where this is something so simple that you think, yeah, I'll just set up a quick sugarcane farm and then we don't have to worry about it. And then you make a silly little mistake like that, and you know, because it's not something complex, you don't really give it too much thought. That's the only explanation I have. But anyway, whenever I come over here, only a certain amount of it is loaded, because I realised after making this that although the chunks from the middle are loaded all the way up to the edge over there, it's a smaller radius for the ones that receive the random block updates. So whenever I come over here, it's not a good example at the moment, but I go out to a certain distance, which I think is somewhere around the edge of there. See where this comes down a little bit. So somewhere around here is the area that's never loaded, and then all of the sugarcane up this end are usually not grown, except I've gone around and harvested them, so they've grown back again. Yeah, so I think that end of the farm isn't going to get used as much. So when I expand it in this direction, what I'm thinking about doing is actually digging up this water so we can get more of it into the space where we know that it can grow. So I'm probably going to be rebuilding this all again, which is going to take a little bit of time, but I don't mind because we're going to be making a lot of sugarcane. And also people have commented on this as well, why don't you throw all of your items directly into the water stream? Well, the thing I was thinking about there is if we throw in a whole bunch of sugarcane at once, then it might despawn. It might take too long to go into the hoppers because they can only go in one by one, and then some of it despawns, although it's probably quite unlikely that that's going to happen. But I like doing it like this anyway. I think it's cool to have a constant little stream of sugarcane coming through. So yeah, I'm going to go work on the sugarcane farm and get that done. That is actually a really nice view. The sun is setting and our sugarcane farm is glowing. So the bit at the front there, I made that one wide. I didn't want to adjust the rest of it, that would have been a bit crazy. And you can actually see the sugarcane is still being sent over here. I can see the comparators blinking. And while I was building that, I'd done a lot of harvesting, so we've got tons of sugarcane coming over. You can probably see the items coming around now. That looks really cool. And I was just thinking while I was building the sugarcane farm, all of a sudden it feels like all of the progress that I was making in this area has kind of come to a halt with the villager trading thing. I've spent way too much time working on these guys, and I feel like you really do need to have all of the farms set up to make it quick and easy to trade with them, which is what I don't have, so I'm forever kind of shuffling around gathering materials for this and that, and it's really taken away from the progress that we're making here. So I think I might have to just slow down the whole villager trading thing. So speaking of that, let's go back down there because there's one more thing we need to do right now, and that is get this guy out of there. And I've just realised this might be the wrong guy as well. It is! Excellent! I've built all of this in the wrong place. It's this guy I wanted to get out. He is the trader that we have unlocked all the way. He has fish at the end. I feel like I'm never actually going to use him though, because I don't really have a lot of fish. I use that to unlock them. Yeah, basically I'm never going to use this guy, am I? So let's try and get this guy out. This is the one that we're trading with. Oh, if he dies it's going to be a real disaster. We should probably test it on this guy first, since I'm now probably going to get rid of him as I'll never use him. So let's just clear this up. I'm going to test it on the other guy first. Plus this guy might not end up with the right trades as well, so we'll just do it on this guy and we're probably going to get rid of him anyway. But I wanted to see if I could get them out of there safely. There we go, that's connected up. And then we need to put the torch over on this side. So what my thinking is here is we've got the minecart on the track, on the powered rail. That could possibly backfire because as soon as the villager nudges it, it might go flying off. All this is a tricky one to call because I was thinking about standing in front of it. So the idea is to remove the glass, put down a block, then the villager walks out and hits the minecart. But he's probably just going to nudge the minecart out of the way, and if I push back against the minecart could fall down below. But if he gets out, I don't think he's going to walk back in there, so let's try this. We might actually need to put a full block on the side here, just so I'm a little higher up and I can look down and hit my head on the ceiling while I do it. So let's remove that block, put that there. He's going to walk out. No, I can kind of nudge that in actually. It's not going to fall down because it's no longer blocked up. But if I do that... now what to do? He's just going to get out. Oh, okay, I nudged it. And now, how do I get him out? I think I can actually just walk right through. Let's try. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Okay, that's good to know. I really thought I was going to run into bigger problems there. Okay, so there's no water there at the moment. That means we need to press the button up the top. And then it's active again. Excellent. So we got this guy out. The one that we're not actually going to trade with. Although I'll leave him here for a while. Maybe he'll come in useful. I'm going to nudge him over into the corner. But there is one other thing that we need to do at the end of this episode. I was watching Mumbo's episode. He went over to Zombie Cleo's base. And she has done so much work on her museum. And I have tons of materials here that I think I want to donate and contribute to what she's doing. Because that thing looks amazing. So I have loads and loads of stone. This is the empty side actually. It's this side over here that has tons of stuff. And I also got a load of glass from taking down the mob-evator that we had as well. And that's the two main materials she's using to build her museum. So I think what I'm going to do is gather up these materials and take them over to her place. Okay, here we are at Zombie Cleo's base. It's been ages since I've been here. Only like the beginning part of this had been built when I was last here. And I tell you what, that is really awesome. It's so impressive. That is a really big build. Must have taken a hell of a long time to get those materials together. Let's go inside and find a place to put down the chest and put all the materials in it as well. This place is awesome. I love the little balloons with the lamps. They're so cool. I'm not sure they're actually, well, I assume they're supposed to be balloons. What else could they be? Largest diamond in the world of Minecraft. Do you know what? We need something like this for the dragon egg. We haven't done anything with that, and we need a monument for it in the Hermit Town, I think. But something like that would have been cool for it. I don't know where exactly to put this chest. I'm going to have a nosy around here and read all the different signs as well. I think I'll actually just put it at the door, because she's bound to use that to come in here and work on the place. So, actually right here will do, I think. I'm going to put down the chest. Wait a minute, I didn't... Oh, I put it in the ender chest. Let me go sort this out. I've sorted out the chest. I've just been looking at the scale of this building. It is really, really big. So this will definitely help. Loads of stone and some glass as well. So that is going to be it for me though this episode. The sun is setting. I better get out of here because I don't know how well lit up this area is, but I don't want any creepers coming after me. And next episode we will try and get back on track and get away from this villager stuff. And why am I not using my ender pearls? I've done this the last couple of times, going back and forth to the ender chest, and then I was like, yep, don't go jumping over stuff, just use the ender pearl. So yeah, that's it from me this episode. Next episode, as I said, we'll get back on track with some progress in the jungle area. So as always, thank you very much for watching. And I said jungle area, didn't I? Oh, oh, that's bad.